a lot of us and fans have surmised about who will get what minutes this year. Is that a good problem to have for you going into camp, that you have to figure out how all these guys can split on the court?
No, it's not something I enjoy, and it was the same thing last year. All kinds of wings, trying to figure out who can play with who. Like if it was as easy as just saying, it's very obvious. What are you doing? It would be obvious to me too. So.
You've got a 14 guaranteed spots. You got one extra. Are you looking to fill that in the preseason, or is that something that is not necessarily a priority?
Whatever happens with it, happens with it. If somebody comes in, blows your socks away, blows your socks off, blows your way. Other things that happen, if you have injuries and stuff like that, can play into it. Also, with Nick's suspension for the first 13 games, so there's a lot there to take a look at and wait and just play it out and see how things, come out at the end of October.
Michael Beasley, what are you interested to see what he can bring to the court and see what you might be able to do with him?
Well, it gives us something that we don't have. He's tremendously athletic, can play, can defend threes and fours. And every team in the league is playing stretch fours, and he can play those guys defensively. And obviously, his skills with the basketball are tremendous. Very good scorer, one-on-one, facing up. I think he'd be tremendous playing at the elbows, playing in pick and rolls, and he's the kind of athlete that we don't really have since the Rudy Gay trade done. Nick can play in the preseason. Don't always worry about running Mike Conley, down. But having him take on too many minutes, so Nick will be able to play minutes in the preseason. But how comfortable are you going into the season with 2 point guards remains to be seen. And there's not a ton of our guys that we play that are threes that can play 4, and we don't have a ton of guys that can go from 2 to play 1. If you had kind of a combo guy there, that could. Like Jared did that for us a little bit. Played some 2, played some 1, but we kind of our 2s are 2s, our 3s are 3s, and our 1s are 1s.
How important is it to have the point guard situation? I know there's been a lot of talk, obviously, with Coletis in the beginning.
Yeah.
Is that anything that you guys are looking to maybe go into the start of the season, the preseason, with the third point guard there?
That's something I'd say that we're still evaluating, and we'll continue to evaluate all through camp. We'll certainly be. We want to monitor. I think not just situations with other teams, but also on our own team. How is Mike doing? How is Bano doing? Can we get through those first 13 games with just those 2? Are there other players we have in our own team who can steal a few minutes at the point? If there's a situation within a game where we're down to 1 point guard somehow, whether it's fouls or an injury or whatever, can you steal a few minutes with Courtney or with Vince or even with Tay? We just have to see.
You guys have 14 guaranteed spots. You have 1 left.
Yes.
Are you looking in camp to add a 15th? Or are you wanting to keep that flexibility there?
We'll see how it goes. I mean, we have several players who could potentially get that spot if they show us something these next few weeks, or we can opt to keep it open. There's obviously you like having the flexibility of that open spot, but if someone comes out there in camp and really earns it, we just can't, we just decide we can't lose that guy, then that's going to change our calculus. I was just telling Lee, he compared it 2 years ago especially. I think the bench is the biggest area where we've improved this team. You look at, getting a real legit backup 5 in Costa. You look at the backup point guard position where we've added Nick and Bano. I think we have basically 6 wing players who are rotation caliber players now. And so I think we're in a really great spot. Yeah.
You can't kind of hear about all this planning that you do in this league. I mean, you just go out and try to get the best players you can, and to seize on every opportunity and hope it works. It has with this group, and we're hoping to go quite further with it. I don't think we can put an end on it.
Has that been the key to sort of?
I think continuity is very important. If you have good players, you're coaching, and everybody is rowing the boat in the right direction, and you get continuity, you're going to win some games and be good just off of that fact that everybody's been together for so long. And again, I think that has been, yes. I mean, we've signed every one of those guys one at a time to new contracts every time they've stepped up. They've been in contract years.
Can they do more than they've done?
Oh, I don't think there's a question we can. We've been very, very close to breaking through and be a team to get in the finals and taking the championship. I mean, that's our ultimate goal. And we don't see any limitations. That's what we're here for.
You mentioned contracts. There's another one that's kind of looming, Marc Gasol.
Right.
How much do you worry about that, or do you just wait until later to deal with
Well,
that?
first of all, to clarify things, he cannot be extended until roughly around mid-December. And obviously, this has been stated by Robert Pera, myself, and the organization many times. Keeping Marc in a Grizzlies uniform long term is a major priority for us. And as we get closer to the time that can be addressed, obviously, we'll make that message very communicate very strongly. And I think Marc knows that as well. Is